So today I'm going to be reading Milk and Honey Devotional in 1 Kings, and the verse is from 1 Kings 19:5-6. He lay down and fell asleep under a broom tree, but behold, there was an angel touching him. And he said to him, Arise, eat. And he looked, and behold, there was his head a round loaf of bread baked on hot coals and pitcher of water. So he ate and drank and lay down again. Anger is my least favorite mood. My words aren't always seasoning with grace when I find myself there. My soul agrees with Paul when he said, For I do not understand my own actions. For I do not do what I want, but I do the very thing I hate. Romans 7:15. I think it's safe to say none of us want to snap at the people we love, but I do believe it is human to end up depleted and not realize it until our actions remind us that our basic needs have been neglected. Elijah is told by an angel to eat some bread and take a nap. This story could be easy to pass by, but if we slow down to savor it, we will see it's a reminder that God made us as human beings with basic needs, not as spiritual robots. God put within us dreams, desires, tendons, hunger, and emotion, all wrapped up in this creation He calls good. Because a spirit resides in a temporary tent called a body, when we push our physical selves beyond what they can bear, it has an effect on our spirits. Sometimes we spiritually gloss over the important truth and then wonder why we're not able to walk in the spirit when worn out or unnourished. Yes, we need the Spirit to help us even in our physical weakness, but we also find grace with our Father where we fall short. That's why I appreciate how this part of Elijah's story is a clear reminder that as much as we are soul and spirit, we are also flesh and blood. This is not something God disregards, but something He acknowledges. When He knows our frame, He remembers that we are dust. Psalm 103, verse 14. And look at what the psalmist penned just before it. As the Father has compassion on His children, so the Lord has compassion on those who fear Him. I don't think our good Father would lash out at us in anger when we're hungry. It seems more like He would make us snack and do our chores while we nap. He knows we're dust. Do remember that too. The more I study nutrition, the more clearly I see fingerprints of God in everything. I see God in the sun that enables our bodies to synthesize vitamin D. I see Him in the sunrise that allows our bodies to make hormones more energizing than coffee. When we don't eat for long periods of time, cortisol, a stress hormone, shoots through our bodies to keep us going. But if we'll pause and listen to our hunger signals when they speak, even when they point us to a perfect Creator, we avoid angry and steady our mood by simply running into and respecting how we were made. This might seem like a shallow topic, but my heart runs deep in this river of care. When my sister came to me nearly postpartum, broken over how irritable she'd been, I didn't scold her and tell her to memorize James 1:19. I cleaned her house and made her lunch so she could nap. We can't expect to have a healthy spirit if we regularly neglect the temple that houses it. And if we don't have helping hands giving us time to rest or an angel baking us a fresh loaf of bread, may we find grace in the arms of our Father who knows our fragility. So no, let's not use our bodies as excuses to sin, but maybe we should listen more carefully to the signals God put within those temporary tents of ours and remember the words of the angel to Elijah. Arise, eat. Leave the laundry and head for the kitchen. We are God's masterpiece, a masterpiece that needs a lot of carbs, protein, and grace. May we remember that God calls us higher than when we fall. We'll find mercy in even a snack waiting.